So here we are then, the last match of the 2018 ITF Jr Masters. Brandon Nakashima, surprise package of the week, the American to take on the world number 1, Tseng for the title here in Chengdu. Guy McCree with you here at the Sichuan International Tennis Centre. It's been a thrilling few days of competition, the prospect of an excellent final to round things off here. Nakashima, having won that spin of the coin, choosing to serve first here. Bound to be a bit of feeling out here going on as well. They haven't met competitively before, but Tseng, I know, he was speaking to the media after his semi-final victory over Hugo Gaston. He's done his homework as always. These guys at the top of the game know each other, even if they haven't played before. There's lots of material available. I'm sure he would have done his homework on Nakashima. Expecting a tough match here, the way the Americans played this week. And very little to separate them, of course. They both won their qualifying groups. Those of you not aware, we had the Elite 8 here were separated into 2 qualifying groups of 4 players, with the top 2 in each group reaching the semi-finals. It's the format of the Junior Masters. Tseng and Nakashima winning their groups, Tseng winning Group Shui and Nakashima winning Group Yong. For his part, not losing any of his matches so far in the week. Nakashima just the 1 defeat in the group stage. So on paper here, not much to separate them. What they've done in the week so far. Losing a set, of course, to Gaston in the semi-finals. Nakashima beating Andreev in straight sets. The lower ranked player Nakashima, who begins with a well-held service game here. He's drawn inspiration, Nakashima. He was asked about it ahead of the tournament, about his chances, and I think a lot of the players, the lower ranked players, they look at the example of someone like Emil Rossavori, who won the title here 12 months ago, a real surprise winner. Nakashima would go down as that. Could win here today. Savori beating Wu Yibing, the number 1 player at the time, in the final here 12 months ago. So it can be done. Tseng is the big favourite, but it didn't work out for the favourite Wu 12 months ago. So it's an opportunity here for Nakashima if he can bring the level that he's produced through the week so far to this final. Quick look there at father and coach of Tseng, Yuti, watching on. He's going to have his work cut out, though, no question, Nakashima, because Tseng's so durable, so good on all surfaces, all court game. He seems to get that balance right, doesn't he, between defence and attack. That was quality from Nakashima. Changed the direction. Surprised the world number one. Clever return there, back deep, relatively central, and Tseng wanting to take it on the forehand, got himself in a bit of a pickle there. Nakashima's nose in the end. American asking a lot of questions in that point. Pushing Tseng out to end of range. What about this for a passing shot? Right down at the feet of Nakashima. Had to be that good as well. The American had taken up a good position at the net. First really meaty rally of this final. Tseng holds on then. Both just sparring with each other in those first couple of games. First review then of this final, the electronic challenge system in operation all this week here at the Junior Masters. Oh, it's call's been overturned there. That's exactly what the technology is there for. Fractional. Just overdoes that one, Nakashima. Still well placed in this game. Started strongly enough here. I mean, there's always a danger, in a sense, saying the higher ranked player might impose himself from the off, but that hasn't really happened here. Nakashima playing very nicely to begin, finding the same sort of performance level he's found through the week here. He's a confident young man, this American, and he's showing it across those first 3 games. He believes in himself in this final. 2-1 the lead on serve. So on serve here at the moment, early stages of this boys singles final. World number 1, Tseng here, serving 1-2 to Brandon Nakashima. No break points as of yet in this one. If anything, Tseng has been forced to work a little bit harder to hold serve early on. Keeping it on serve then in this early on in this opening set. Delighted to say here in the commentary on this final, we are joined by one of the players from this week, Nico Mayer. But good afternoon to you, Nico. You finished 6th overall. Happy with the tournament, the week as a whole here?
I think it's a great event. I think really honored to be part of it. Maybe I could have hoped to finish a little bit higher, but I think he's the world's top junior, so I think it's a tough competition. So nothing. I think it's great to see where your level is at.
Nicely put away there from Nakashima. I mean, we've got it's a tough week, isn't it, overall? I mean, you were one of the top 8 guys in this draw. The standard here we're seeing already in this final, I mean, it's so good.
Yeah, the level is really high in the juniors. I mean, I think Nakashima was, I don't know if, I think he was the last one to get in. So I mean, you can realize how tough it is, no matter the ranking here is a little bit, it doesn't really a little bit doesn't matter as much because the level is very, very high. Except Tseng, who has won two Grand Slams already. But yeah, I mean, Brandon is a great player, as you can see. So I don't know. I think it's really exciting. That no, it wasn't just the number 1 and number 2 or 1 and 3 guys playing the finals. He's the number one guy in the world in the rankings, and I think he's 11 in the junior rankings right now.
He's certainly holding his own at the moment, Nakashima. I mean, you played Tseng in the group stage. Of course, you were divided into 2 groups of 4. What makes him so good? Obviously, we see all the success. What is it? What is there one thing that's really good about him?
I think he's just a lot more consistent. He's really consistent throughout the whole game. He has his downs as everybody else, but he knows he doesn't have as many downs throughout the match. He's very consistent. It's not like he plays at an incredible level. He just maintains his really good level throughout the match, and he doesn't give you as many free points as any normal junior would give.
Another tough exchange between these two. There have been a few already.
Yeah, and he also has the ability with not to show too many emotions. Not even when he's playing really good, he doesn't show too many emotions. When he's down, he doesn't get too much down on himself. So that's, I think, extremely important.
Coming back into this game, Tseng. Still a game point here for Nakashima to lead again. Strong serving from the American in these early stages. It continues, and the first set continues on serve. Nakashima leading 3-2. So still with serve here in this opening set. 5 games completed. Nakashima holding his own with the world number 1 right now, Tseng. It's interested, Nico, to get your thoughts a bit, because we see these guys, they're really composed. And that's something that stands out for me. You watch the top juniors,
Yeah.
The difference, I guess, the top guys is they, like a Tseng, is that he's so, you don't get much emotion from him. He's very, very steady.
Yeah. And I think from Brandon the same. I think that's one of the key things that they both have, that they don't show too many emotions. And at the end of the day, when you're playing at this level, we all play at a really high speed. So the less emotions you actually take into action during the match, I think is gonna help you the most, because it's gonna be really physical and very mental game. More mental than anything.
Yeah, I mean, is that something that you work on with your team a little bit? You know, you talked, all of you guys know each other, the top guys. Is that something, is it a big thing that you work on the mental side of the game, working with people on that?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I have to work the most on. And I think as the year has been going by, I think I've been better at it, but I still gotta I have my team that we work on it as well, but yeah, I think for the best tennis that I play is when like you say, you show no emotions. You don't get too high when you're winning, and you don't get too down in your show when you're struggling.
Nakashima here with the first break points of the final, putting Tseng under pressure. And the world number one misfires. He drops serve. Nakashima, the first to break. Nakashima, on the face of it, I know you played Tseng in the group stage, but you know Brandon pretty well. It's a very solid game, isn't it? It must be quite hard, even for Tseng here, to be thinking, okay, I've got to try and find a way through.
Yeah, I think he's a very consistent player. I think these two are one of the two of the most consistent players in the junior circuit right now. And maybe people haven't heard about Brandon as much as Tseng, because obviously Jason has won 2 Grand Slams already, but Brandon, since last year and a half, he's had an amazing win since really young.
A work point there from the world number one. Very good at using the court, aren't they, as well, opening up the court, both of them.
Yeah, they have great angles, especially I think especially Jason, that he has a great variety in his game, a lot of spins. So
Another high-powered rally.
Yeah. Now I was saying, creating spin with the ball here is not easy, because it's a ball that doesn't give you too much spin, and but still I think you gotta vary a little bit, especially when you're playing Jason. And I think Brandon is doing an amazing job.
Excellent. Second serve, Tseng's challenging it here. Got the review in place, the sweet review technology. It must be nice as well to have it in all the matches.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. I mean, especially we just have it in the stadium, and I think is cool. We don't get to play with it as
Yeah,
much
for
just
sure.
in the Grand Slams. So, but I think it's great. It's great. It makes you feel like a pro. Oh wow.
Unsuccessful challenge there from Tseng. Backs up the break as well. 5-2 now to Nakashima here in this first set. He's giving him all sorts of issues at the moment. Here, Tseng Chen-Sin, the world number 1, serving to stay in this first set 2-5 to Brandon Nakashima, 13 in the rankings, but he has been top 10.
Yeah, he's not missing. He's not giving him any free points to Jason.
Getting the balance just right as well. We saw Hugo Gaston do this in the semi-final for the first set and couldn't maintain it from then on, but Brandon's playing really well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the match is 2 out of 3 sets, and you know, when any big player like Jason, he's gonna try and find any kind of way to get this match into you know, the set isn't over yet, but if he loses the first set, I don't have a doubt he'll try and find ways to see if he can take it to a decider.
He's definitely rattled at the moment. It's tough to do that to the world number 1, but Nakashima's managed it, and he's got 3 more break points here, which are also set points. Takes the first of them. What a set of tennis from Brandon Nakashima. 6-2 off the world number 1, and he's a set away from the Junior Masters title. So, Brandon Nakashima, the surprise package of the week here, the American, one set away from the Junior Masters title here in Chengdu, a set to the good on the world number 1, Tseng, and he'll begin the second set. Seems to be relishing the conditions here. Thoughts from you? Still got Nico Meyer here, of course, competed in the draw this week. Nico, it's great to get your thoughts on things like the conditions, because it seems to relish the conditions, the balls, the surface.
Yeah, I think I mean, these courses are very similar to the US Open course, maybe a little bit quicker. The big difference is just the ball. Like as I was telling you, the ball doesn't bounce as high or doesn't get as much. The spin doesn't go as much. So I think you gotta hit a lot through the ball, or else the ball is not gonna, either it's gonna just fly away from your racket, or it just doesn't. It's not gonna go anywhere. You just gotta. I think it's definitely a different type of ball, a completely different type of ball that we've played throughout the whole year. So yeah, it's really interesting. Center court is maybe a little bit slower than other courts.
Nakashima builds on the first set there. Another straightforward game. Crowd are a bit surprised about this, I think, right now. But just back on the conditions, I suppose it suits him, his game. You're saying the ball here this week, would you say?
Yeah, I think the best conditions for Brandon would be not as such a fast court, but a ball where he can hit through it, and certainly this is one of those conditions.
We're just having a look at the return placements here. I mean, it's saying a lot of his balls landing in this middle section, about 3/4 of the balls. You see Nakashima's return placement, very accurate, Nico.
Yeah, he's hitting really deep. His returns, so definitely putting some trouble into Jason.
What we have seen, though, from world number 1 is the ability to fight back before. And wins a lot of matches easily, but go back to the semi-finals, for instance, coming from a set down, he can find a way through difficult matches. It's funny you saying about the review thing, because it's kind of preparing you. That's the thing, isn't it? Away for because you're going to look to go on to the pro ranks and everything. They've got it all the time, haven't they?
Yeah, they do. I think in US Open they had it for every single court for the first time in a tournament.
I mean, we've got to let you go in a minute, but I mean, just thoughts on you, because obviously you finished 6th here to wrap up overall. I mean, we talk a lot about that, about transition to the pro ranks. What are you looking to do at the end of this season now, going into 2019?
Well, I think I'm going back to Florida, back home for a week actually, and then the week after that, I will be playing a series of 2 or 3 futures in Florida, and then just a grade A in Mexico, and the Eddie Hero tournament, the last junior tournament of the year.
Yeah.
Wow, another break point.
Yeah, just continues to get better here for Nakashima. Oh, this is too good at the moment, isn't it? 7-2 love now. The American here over the world number 1. It's amazing, really. Performance he's putting together. You were saying you were going to play futures. Brandon obviously winning his first futures last month.
In the US.
Being in good form and showing it here again. Quite in control of this final. need to respond pretty quickly, Tseng, because this final's getting away from him. I mean, do you feel he can do anything differently at the moment, Tseng, or is it just Nakashima playing too well?
I think Nakashima is playing. He's not giving him too many chances to Jason. But I guess he just has to hold his nerve there, because I think sooner or later Brandon is gonna give him some open. Take advantage of those second serves and see what happens.
He's not world number one for nothing.
I mean, he will try, like I told you, he's gonna try to find ways to get this into a really tight situation for Brandon.
Ooh, no challenge. You got it spot on here, Nico. I guess it's trying to maintain a level, isn't it? That's the thing, and it's been so high from Nakashima so far. Now, Tseng's first opportunities here. 3 break points. Get the set back on serve.
Both backhands are really good, but Brandon's it's really good. It's an amazing backhand that he's got.
Still 2 more break points here for Tseng. And he breaks for the first time, gets the set back on serve. We're going to let you go now, Nico, but thank you very, very much, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Worries.
Thank you for having me. I'll give you my coach now.
So there we go then. Back on serve in this second set, setting 2-1 to Nakashima here. So, back on serve here, Tseng Chen-Sin. Nico May has left us. He was absolutely wonderful in the commentary box, but we've got a more than able replacement in his coach, Juan Mateus here, joining us the next stages of this final here. Good day to you, Juan. It's a fascinating final now, isn't it? Because Nakashima started brilliantly, but as Nico was saying, he was suggesting it's tough to maintain that level, especially against someone as good as Tseng.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult because Jason is one of those guys that to be able to beat him, you have to play consistently for more than 2 hours. And as you notice, he just broke back, and now the match is pretty much back on track.
Again, so incisive. I guess it's just the case of if your level drops for a moment, Tseng is good enough to take advantage. I mean, you look at that previous game, just 1 or 2 moments, and He's back on serve.
Yeah, definitely. If you're not very sharp with him, he can smell it and he can take it away from him. That's a big difference between him and the rest of the boys.
I mean, what have you made of it so far? You're watching on when we had Nico in the booth here just now. Is it going to plan tactically for you this match? How you would have, if you see these two guys in the final, you look at it head to head.
Well, I think that both of them have a very similar style. Obviously, Jason has a little bit more firepower. He's a little bit more electric on the court, and he can probably come behind the shots and close them. He has a lot more experience. But yesterday when I watched him with Gaston, he was a little bit hesitant. He hasn't been the same Tseng that won Wimbledon.
Yeah.
At U.S. Open, he had a hiccup on the semis, so I believe he is a great number one, but he's not perfect. So
Sure.
Obviously, the other kids have a number for him. They want to take him. Oh wait.
Oh, stroke of luck there to save the break point. Needs it.
Yeah, it looks like Jason today, his forehand is a little bit shaky. He's framing a little bit. Probably Brandon is giving him a couple looks. He's able to absorb or redirect his power, and he's giving him a little bit of a tough time. But I have a feeling this could turn around.
He's challenging here, but a bit more in frustration. I'm sure he made that. So it's fine margins, isn't it? Because on the break point, he's got the net cord.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, he's got that there as well overall. Wow, that is an overall. So we have another break point.
These guys are playing really, really well with the points.
Yeah, Nico is suggesting, isn't it? I mean, especially when they get into the backhand trades, it's actually quite hard for them to find a way through because they're both so solid.
They're so solid. They're so solid. But I do believe Brandon is up a notch on that department. This could be a great hold if Jason is able to sustain this point.
Another challenger in Nakashima, but look at resignation, I think. He knows that he got the challenge right last time, he wrote him off. We get actually a decent look at it from our commentary position. Oh, it's gone on though. Wow.
Good.
Nakashima nailing the challenges at the moment. 2 from 2 in this game. And again, just so good there, cross court.
very good. I think he's won a lot of the second serve returns. And Brandon in that department is one of the best in the world. I think if you give him any chance, he's gonna take it, and he's gonna make you pay for not hitting those spots in the first serve.
Third breakpoint chance of this game, turning into a more and more important one. Oh, he's put it wide, and Tseng is back in deep trouble. Broken again. Now, can Nakashima do what he was unable to do last time around, back it up?
Oh, we'll see. I think Jason was a little bit frustrated last game. He actually let up some steam, and I don't know if he's going to be able to keep his nerves. Haven't seen him in this position in a long time. I think. I mean, he's 6-2 down, 3-1 down. I haven't seen this through the year only once.
Yeah, because semi-finals with Gaston, he was outplayed in the first set, but he quickly found a way in the second set to come back. As you say here, that hasn't really happened.
It's a great first serve. He's 219 kilometers.
I was about to say, decent pop on that.
Wow, that's a great pop. It's a great pop. For a 17-year-old. Wow.
Just don't expect Tseng to make those sorts of mistakes.
No, he's not in the zone, and Brandon is just walking away with the match.
Another game closer. Nakashima does consolidate this time. Set and 4-1 now, 2 games away from the title. Well, he came into the week ranked 13. Former world number 10, of course, in juniors, Brandon Nakashima. He's always backed himself, though. He was asked ahead of things, you know, you're one of the lower ranked guys, and he took inspiration from what happened here 12 months ago. The Finn Emil Rusaburi coming all the way to the title. Are we going to get a similar sort of thing happening here? It's looking likely at the moment. Set in 4-1 to the American. Are you surprised a little bit, Juan, with... Brandon's playing great, but with how Tseng is approaching this tactically in the matchup?
Yes, definitely. I think that the Jason is not being aggressive enough, and he's trying to outplay him or out-rally Brandon. And Brandon is a lot more solid. I think he needs to put a little bit more of the pop and try to be a little bit more the aggressor. That's when he plays the best. When Jason lets go and he starts swinging, he's extremely dangerous, and he can create opportunities to come forward because he has great volleys too. I don't see Brandon coming forward as much, but he will just wait and wait and wait.
Yeah, it's funny you make that point because, you know, you think Tseng would come into this final. He's won 2 slams in the year. He'd just come in and impose what he wants to do. But for whatever reason, he seems to be...
I think he's holding back. I feel that a little bit of his aura left him when he lost to Thiago Wild in the U.S. Open. I watched that match, and I look at Jason like that, and that's not the kind of guy that has made 3 finals this year of the slams and winning 2 of them. But it's all the great work that Brandon has done. I mean, he just put himself as a wall and being able to take the ball early and putting on so many pressure. It's pretty 15. Yeah. Second serve again. Wow.
More break points. I mean, we use the cliche virtual match points, but I mean, the way it is at the moment, this is the match here.
Just the match right here.
Oh, he needed that. Under huge pressure here right now, the world number 1. I mean, this is from his point of view, what you're saying. He should be looking to take the ball on a little bit more.
Yeah, he has to start swinging. He has a phenomenal racket speed, and he has to dig deep and figure out a way to be the aggressor. He has to add some points. Brandon is not going to give him anything.
No, he's got him again. Nakashima breaks again, and he'll serve for the title now. Set in 5-1.
Wow. It's I mean, Brandon this year had a couple of great wins. He got the futures in California, and he also in French Open he played Rudolf Molliker, and he beat him in the French Open. That was an unreal match.
Very good German player.
Very good German player. He just came up from winning a challenger, 100. I don't remember if it was 100,000 euro, but he beat Vesely in the final. So the guy was top 200, and Brandon didn't even flinch, took him down. What I like the most about this tournament is that most of the guys that play here, then within a year or 2, then you see them starting to get their feet wet in the big leagues. One of the kids that are in our place, Michael Moore, he played here.
Yeah.
And he didn't finish really high, and there were other guys breaking through first than him. And 3 weeks ago, he broke through for the first time in the top 100. So definitely, we're gonna see a lot of these guys breaking through. That's amazing.
Rare error from Nakashima. It's one of the best things about these junior masters. You get the best players, juniors together, and as you say, it takes a little bit longer sometimes for the boys, various reasons, to come through. Girls, particularly, you can get year to 18 months, and they do things in the WTA. So it's fascinating.
It's fascinating. Now, Brandon is 1 point away from actually taking the whole thing and making the history repeat itself
from 12 months ago.
From 12 months ago.
2 championship points for Nakashima.
And he did it. Unbelievable.
It is all over. Brandon Nakashima unbelievably wins the ITF Jr Masters title. Came into the week 13 on the rankings. He was the last of the directly qualified players. We had, of course, Yu Tao, the Chinese wildcard, in 8. Nakashima, unfancied, unexpected, unlikely, but at the end of the week, he's the champion in Chengdu.
It's a great thing for him, for his team. I think it's great for tennis to also see that the kids are not 100%. The first 3 or 4 spots in the world can come here in a week and take the whole thing for themselves. It's unbelievable. I think it's great. It's a great merit for him, and you can see it's a 55 minutes, 6-2, 6-1. Wow, it's a great result for him.
Yeah,
fantastic.
And a win over the current ITF Junior World #1 as well to do it. Here are the some of the numbers. Just as we said, just under an hour overall. And no, he was just absolutely brilliant. There was just one brief moment, wasn't there, Juan? I mean, at the beginning of the second set. The beginning of the second set where we thought Tseng might recover when he got the break back, but that was it, really.
That was it. That was the only moment that you saw actually Brandon being probably a little bit tight about the whole situation, and but he gave it back. I mean, Jason didn't look himself. I think he got phased. He never thought that there was going to be another guy probably like him with a bigger serve and coming in to be a wall, and probably he didn't even expect to play him in the final, and then he went all the way to the final because Jason he didn't lose any matches in the group stage. Brandon did.
Yeah.
Brandon had very tough matches. He even lost to Sebastian Baez in 2 quick sets, and it's not that I'm not surprised that he won it, but the way the whole week folded on his favor is it's definitely fantastic. This is why this event is so good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been great to have your company on it. I mean, it's quite a quick affair, but great to have your thoughts, Juan. Juan Mateus, the coach of Nico Mejia. You've got a very, very busy schedule coming up and everything, but it's been great to have you on the commentary. Brandon Nakashima, the champion, 2nd year in a row, an unlikely champion here in Chengdu, but a fully deserving one, saving his very best tennis performance of the week for the final to beat Tseng Chun-Sin, the world #1, and win the trophy here.
Brandon, congratulations, 2018 ITF Jr Masters champion. That must sound pretty good. You must be very proud.
Yeah, I feel great. Happy with the way I played today. It was a long week, a lot of great players, but happy that I came out on top.
A big claim, but is that the highlight of your junior career?
Yeah, definitely for this year, yeah. Definitely the biggest tournament I've won this year, so it feels good.
It's a brilliant performance out there. Why do you think you're so dominant against the world #1?
Yeah, I just try to stay solid on my side of the net, not make too many errors, and yeah, just play every point with high intensity too.
On the outside, you're so calm and composed. You feel like that's a real asset for you on the court. People don't really read much into you.
Yeah, I try to stay as calm as I can during the match. Try not to show too much emotion and stuff, and yeah, I think that helps me a lot.
And then just in general, I know you'll pick up the trophy later, but how do you describe the general experience here in Chengdu?
Feels great. Yeah, I love this city. I like the tournament staff and how they run it, and had a really good time here.
Pretty perfect end to 2018 on court, but it can also provide you a real boost going into 2019.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a lot of confidence with the next tournaments coming up. I'm not sure when they are, but yeah, hopefully I can continue playing well.
And we know you've got a few friends and family watching. You've got a message down the camera for them?
Thanks to everybody back home that's helped support me through my career so far. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Congratulations, well done.
All right, thanks.